Hi again, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Charger 360, telling the stories of the University of New Haven. J.W. Stewart, along with Bruce Barber, Season 3 of Charger 360 rolls along. And Bruce, you know our guest very well.
Yes, I do. It is a pleasure here on Episode 3, Season 3, to have J.J. Dionisio, who is the 2024-25 station manager of WNHU, the award-winning radio station here at the University of New Haven. JJ, welcome.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here.
It's going to be the best year ever, is all I can tell you. We try to get a little better every year.
Yep, best year ever for Charger 360, best year ever for WNHU. And I think the fact that JJ's dressed like a radio guy, really hammers home the point.
That's exactly right.
This is right. This is how you dress in radio, right?
Yep. It's because the great thing with radio is it's so open and available for anyone.
Yep.
It's all just about who you are as a person. It doesn't matter where you're from, what you look like.
Yep.
It doesn't matter your experience in anything. It just matters that you have something you want to say, something you want to share with people.
Yeah, that's interesting, and I wanted to talk to you about that. So I started what is now a 45-year radio career in college radio. So, and one of the things we're working on, number one, congratulations. It's only the first. We haven't even been here a month yet. We've already got 62 people signed up for the radio station, which is incredible. And JJ held a nice first meeting and also was terrific at there's an involvement fair for all the various organizations. So one of the things we're really going to work on this year is trying to tell the story of, even if you're not thinking about going into radio or media, just how awesome it is to either just be part of the station as a community on campus or to have a show or make a podcast. So I'm interested in, what was your path to the radio station?
Yeah, so funnily enough, when I came in as a first year, I had interest in the radio station. Like I went to their booth at the involvement fair, got on their email list, but the timing just didn't really work out with the meeting, so I didn't go. And that was one of my biggest regrets that first year. Even then I realized that. I was like, I wish I did that. Then I moved in the next year. I was an RA in Gerber Hall, and my co-RA is a friend of mine, Logan, and he's the year above me, so he was a junior at the time. And he also talked about, I always wanted to do it. So then we said, okay, let's just go over there together. Let's go to the meetings. Heck, maybe we'll start a show. And then now we are on our third year running our show. It's called The Kitchen Sink. And it is the highlight of my week every week, getting to sit down for an hour to 2 hours and just talk about music with one of my best friends. And I didn't start as early as I wanted to, but if I started that first year, I wouldn't have gone in with Logan. I wouldn't have known Jess, the old station manager, in the capacity I knew her then, and then I wouldn't have progressed the way I did. So I'm glad the journey I took the time it needed.
Yeah. So third year, right? You said you're a senior now, right?
Yes.
So you've been involved with the radio station for 3 years. Tell us about the Kitchen Sing. When can people hear it? And what's the music you guys are talking about?
So the Kitchen Sink, we air Thursday nights at 9 p.m. on 88.7 WNHU. And we are a variety show. We pick a different theme each week, and we do that because Logan and I both have very broad music tastes. So we try to include as much as we can. We pitched the show with the theme of electronic dance music and jazz, playing like where we'd go back and forth with that. And when we told Bruce, I just remember his face just lit up. It was like,
yeah.
He's like, this is college radio. This is what it's all about.
That's exactly right.
So we pick a different theme each week, and we sit there. Sometimes we'll do an hour, sometimes we'll do 2. And the great thing with WNHU is we stream it all on our website. So I have like my family back in Jersey will listen. My grandparents in South Carolina will listen. If people are like on vacation to different countries or parts of the world, like they could always just tune in at WNHU.org. Like it's always playing. So.
Yeah, that's next level.
Yeah.
Because, okay, now it's time for my okay boomer moment. We can expect one per episode. But, when I started in college radio, WEOS at Hobart College, my parents could only listen like during Parents' Weekend when they were up close to the radio station. Now with the stream, you can listen anywhere. But the other thing I just wanted to mention, this was great. This morning I saw you and you were training 2 students. And again, same thing. I got that same feeling of this is college radio. Describe the show that they're going to be doing this semester.
So they're calling it Book Club. And they're not doing books, but what they're going to do is each week pick a different artist, listen to that artist's entire discography, and then come back the next week to talk about their favorites, their least favorites, play them on air, like a book club.
That's awesome.
Isn't that incredible?
Yeah. I mean, that's some artists are you going to have to. I mean, that's going to be easily 2-3 hours, no problem. I think that's phenomenal. I mean, Bruce, you know this very well. You've been involved in radio for such a long time, especially with our college radio station. But JJ, is this kind of what you expected college radio to be, where you have this freedom to kind of do whatever you want?
Yeah, college radio has that reputation. The way it's portrayed in different like movies and then just like what you see about it online, it's always young people just having fun. And so much of music discovery in the pre-internet era, it was all through college radio. Because like your big commercial top 40 stations wouldn't be doing as much about the music discovery and the playing the demos of the small bands who recorded it in their garage. That would be sent to colleges to do. So now with the internet, how everyone has access to all of this music, we still have that same like responsibility for freedom and discovery when it comes to music.
And what's the real joy for me is working with students such as yourself and watching your arc through the university. And I always tell students that it's stating the obvious, but college is such a transformational period in your life. And I think sometimes we ask students to know what they want to do so early, and it is such a time of change. So it's been fun to watch with you is that you've always been, obviously as a music and sound recording major, interested in music, looking at some of the different aspects of it. But now, it was great. You come back this year and you just said to me this week, hey, I'm thinking about maybe going into programming in radio.
Yeah.
That, I was like, whoa, awesome. And we might do an independent study in the spring. So talk about that, like your journey getting to that point.
Yeah, so before I was the station manager at WNHU, for a year and a half I worked as the program director, which job titles at the station don't always have the most meaning. You express interest to us, and if we see you have like the good work ethic and that you really care about the station, we'll find something for you. But programming really jumped out at me because it's looking at music in a very like analytical sense and thinking like, oh, what songs would fit together? How can we categorize them? And I don't know, I've always thought about music that way, just in my own personal like Spotify playlist that I've made ever since I was in like middle school. Yeah. So it's like something I never thought about as like being something I could do. But I'm like, oh, that's out there. And then I got a bit of experience with it at WNHU, and then I started looking online, and I'm like, oh, this could be something I could explore in my life after college. But I'm not trying to think too much about that. I'm trying to,
that's right.
stay present in
Enjoy
my senior
the time
year.
now. Yeah,
exactly.
That's right.
As general manager, what are some of your responsibilities at the station?
Yeah, so as the station manager, some of my responsibilities, a big thing is we have our weekly meetings, which is when we get all of the students who are involved. We all meet at the station. Big thing about it is running those. Currently, I'm handling a lot of the training and onboarding of new either radio show hosts or people who are starting a podcast at the station. And then also just overseeing the rest of the staff, making sure that there's someone to delegate the tasks and make sure to oversee it and make sure stuff gets done.
Yeah, and it's really one of the things that's terrific about having a 1,700-watt radio station, which makes it feel professional. And the other thing is we get such wonderful support from the university that we have a budget to hire students. And J-Dub, I talk about the station as offering students opportunities in kind of 3 areas. It's a great extracurricular activity. That's the family aspect of those meetings you hold, and we try to, you do a great job, and Jess Finn was great about this, of making it a family
Yes, very
environment,
much.
a very safe environment. It's also great for educational opportunities, the aforementioned independent studies. So I work with students on podcasting and broadcasting. But the thing that JJ's doing that's great, was the paid program director and the paid station manager. It's experiential opportunities. And so my goal has been to run the radio station as much like a professional station as possible, so that you as a student get to experience running teams, having these responsibilities, and then answering back to me, and I try to guide you as best I can. But that has been such a privilege for me to give students like you that opportunity, and it's so great to see you doing so well with it.
That's what it's all about. Honestly, it's great having you as a boss, and not it's not like the bad boss breathing down your neck. He's truly there Bruce is truly there to mentor us, to guide us, and he lets us know all the time, this is your station. When you are a student at this university, you have ownership in WNHU, because it's the station that represents the student body.
Yeah.
So if things are going on that the students don't like, that is the top priority of what we have to address, what we have to fix, because it's our station at the end of the day, and it's something to take pride in.
And that's the way it's always been, Bruce, right? You've told stories here on the show before. We've talked many times that WNHU is now how many years old?
50 years old.
50
We're entering 51.
That's
51.
right, yeah.
But it's always been this way, right? That's been since the beginning. It's always been about the students, hasn't it?
Well, it was founded by students in 1973. So it was a group of engineering students that actually started around 1970, when the FCC was giving licenses to non-commercial entities such as universities. So the students did everything the students literally built the original studios, which were in Bartels Hall, oversaw the construction of the transmitter. It's amazing. And we now have some of those students on the air. We have Alumni Mondays. So we have several of the founding members of the station that are still
They
on the air.
come back here, or can they do it remotely?
No, they do it.
Really?
They
Come
to
back.
campus.
They're in studio.
Wow.
That's right. It's unbelievable. It's so wonderful to see that.
It's got to be like a full circle moment for them, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing was, I did find when I got here, which was around 9 years ago, some universities make the decision that, and this was born from a time when there wasn't automation, and when the emergency alert system needed an operator there. So it used to be you always had to have somebody. So what happened was, when students weren't here, community volunteers started doing shows. And when I got here, we had gotten to a point where there were many more community shows than there were student shows. So that was something that I took on as my mission, was to return WNHU to its roots as a student-run radio station. And now we've literally switched that. I think when I started, there were probably 40 community shows and maybe 10 student shows. And there's now, this year we'll have 30 or 40 student shows, and
we
there's
have
about 10.
we have like a handful.
Yeah. That's
of
exactly
and like,
right.
again, the community shows, it's a part of the station, it's a part of our history, but the priority is the students.
So if students want to get involved, JJ, how do they get involved? Do you need to be a music major, a comm major?
No, you can be, we have political science majors, fire science majors, criminal justice, forensics, psychology, history, anything. We have everyone here. And obviously music and communications. And how it works is you just follow us on Instagram, which is 88.7 WNHU. And then you can show up to our meetings. It's at the station, which is 46 Rudin Street. We have those Sunday afternoons or evenings at 5 p.m. And then once you get there, you'll be able to get in touch with me. I'll get you on the email list. and you'll be sick of hearing from me.
Over communication, not a
And
bad thing.
You can also, any student, or even interested students, if you're wondering about what it's like, you can email either JJ or myself, and you'll find our information on our website.
Last question, JJ, as we're just about out of time here. You've obviously had a positive experience here as a student at the University of New Haven. What would you tell prospective students and their families who are watching our show right now about why they should attend the University of New Haven and get involved in clubs, whether it's the radio station or any other club here?
The great thing about the University of New Haven is there's a lot of very specific interests that we specialize in. So if you're looking at this school and you see that your special interest is something we have, it's probably pretty good, because with all of these very focused programs, they're that focused because the people who are in it really care about it, and you get as much into it, you get as much out of it as you put in. You really just gotta be intentional with your time, and this place will provide if it's right.
Yep, absolutely. That's what a college is all about, right? Getting involved. That's how you meet people, make friends, and make lasting memories.
That's, it was really interesting. I got a chance to speak with all the freshmen in the College of Arts and Sciences when they were coming in. And, I said it was such an honor to be there at the beginning of this journey. And I encouraged them to pick something. I encourage them to join the radio station. But you pick something. There are so many wonderful clubs and organizations. There's something for everyone here. And it really is. JJ's a great example. It's a phenomenal group of young people.
Yeah. I've been impressed. We've had Joe Markowski on last season. We had Jess Finn, I believe season 1 was here. So I've been really impressed with the type of students that you recruit to help work out at the radio station. And JJ, you're on that list too.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, it's great to meet you. Best of luck your senior year.
Thank you so much.
Yep, thanks for being here on Charger 360. And Bruce, that wraps up another edition. We're off and running here again in season 3.
Yes, season 3, episode 3 now concluded. Looking forward to episode 4.
Absolutely. Stay tuned for our next guest. Thanks for watching Charger 360, telling the stories of the University of New Haven. For JJ and Bruce Barber, I'm J-Dub. See you next time.